Hey, the average Joe here. Hoping you're having a fantastic start to a new year. A user asked me just the other day, he wanted to model a boiler. So I just said, go in there and grab a boiler, like a Hirsch boiler here. Then he had a heat exchanger. There's my load for the fuel gas piping. Then he said he had a heat exchanger. So we'll come right here and grab a hydronic to hydronic, Taco, plate and frame. And then he mentioned that it was going to a load that was kind of heating some hot water, domestic water. So we'll just come here and in here we have an indirect water heater. So we'll just put that right there. So he gave me his load and we were able to just type that in here. It was 500,000 BTUs there, 20-degree delta T there is what it's set at. And then we just connect up the boiler here to the heat exchanger, then over to the load. And as soon as we make that connection, you'll see that load being transferred based on the delta T, the flow there, to the heat exchanger, and then back to the boiler. Now you'll notice the load out here that's going to serve the fuel gas piping, that's actually a bigger load, right? Because of altitude and efficiency factors, this is 500,000. That looks like that's a little bit over 600,000 there. And then I could also come in here and just start putting pumps where they need to go, expansion tanks, air separators, and start building out my system. Now the other way, which I told him to do it, if you really want to get all the details and make it a little bit easier, as easy as that was, we can also come to our hydronic system load right here, meaning it's going to build the boiler and the system out here, the loads. So we'll just come in here and build a direct return. We could do a reverse return if we wanted. Heating only. We'll do one loop. Make it at the bottom. We'll go top right here just to mix it up a little. One load. Impose load. And we'll come in here and we'll grab that terminal system. Do we see it on here? Indirect water heater right there. Two-way control valves. You see the other options there that could be on the load out there. And then the load here, 500,000 BTUs. A boiler. Then heat exchanger. We did one, so let's just do one here, and let's do a plate and frame, or see the different options there that we have. Water. Mixing storage tank, no. One boiler, a Hurst. Water as well, 180-degree leaving. Manifolded. How many pumps and manifolded there? Same thing on the heat exchanger. Then how many pumps here? Primary, the heat exchanger pump. Any valves we want to put in, balancing valves, different types of valves there. Expansion tank, air separator. If all goes well, we should have a boiler. It's going to be laid out a little bit different. Right here, we'll just put it up here with the heat exchanger, with the load down here, and then with the fuel gas piping that hooked up a meter there to me. So there we go. We did a reverse return on here, so that's why it showed the piping coming out and then going back, as opposed to just kind of coming straight back this way. With one load, it really doesn't matter. Now I can go on the project and then highlight the piping, start looking at flows. Maybe we'll go in here and say, well, the load's got 140. We're leaving 180 out here, coming down here 180 to 150. This heat exchanger, we ought to have that a little bit higher, right? Maybe 170. 170 to 180. 180 to 170, and then there's a 30-degree delta T there, and we could change that if we wanted. Typically, you like to change the delta T out at the load. There it is, 20 degrees. So anyway, that's how easy it was to just kind of lay it out, whether you just want to drag and drop and connect these components together this way, or kind of use our wizards and build systems. You'll see it doesn't build them as tight as you might over here, but I could tighten this up a little bit and clean it up if I wanted to. Hey, hope this has been helpful. If you have something you're needing some help on, please reach out to us. We'd like to get you, if you're not using the software, like I say, people buy it and then they just don't jump into it and get started. But we'd like to help you get kicked off on a project. I can send you, many things I've done or we've done, or I can help you with something you have. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great new year, and we'll talk to you later.